everybody. Thank you. It's Institutionalized with Dolphin Williams. This is the third episode. It's July 6th. So we're getting on. I'm going to try to do 2 episodes a week. So we'll see how that goes because I'm starting to edit. You're going to see the fancy intro that I did today and everything. So we'll get going. Let's talk about, I don't know if you guys have seen on Facebook or whatever, YouTube or other social media platform or news out there, a guy named Grandmaster Jay. He's with a militia. They're supposed to be like the new Black Panthers, but they're not. Okay. They're walking up and down, and with weapons and everything, which is fine. I support the Second Amendment and everything. So I think they were pretty much accosting white people, saying, "Where are my reparations?" Pretty ignorant in my eyes. Okay. Let's talk about the Black Panthers. And, well, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and see the video, and then you guys can judge for yourself, and we'll talk about that a little bit more.
The whole 9 yards, and then become the backbone for the military for a new black nation.
What is the solution to all of this? And that's the last
The solution is very simple. We file a Declaration of Liberation, declaring every African-American descendant of slavery a political prisoner here in the United States, and that was affected by the Portuguese slave trade. And then after that, the United States has a choice. Either A, carve us a piece of land out here, we'll take Texas and let us do our own thing, or don't stop us when we exodus out of here and go somewhere where they will give us our own land to build our own nation.
What is your name and what is the...
I'm the official Grandmaster Jay. I created the NFAC.
All right, and how long have the organization been in existence?
We don't give that information out. Just how we'll tell you this, we're all ex-military, we're all very disciplined, we're all expert shooters. We don't want to talk no more. We don't want to negotiate. We don't want to sing songs. We don't bring signs to a gunfight. We're an eye for an eye organization. So when they decide to act right, we'll decide to act right. And we do it all legally, just like they do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
So you guys just got through seeing the video. And as you can see, Grandmaster Jay, I guess he says he's a DJ. Not the Grandmaster Jay that I'm used to, but hey, whatever. He's pretty militant. He wants to take Texas. Good luck with that. What he's talking about is a form of segregation, legalized segregation, just like Jim Crow days. If y'all don't know what Jim Crow is and what people are talking about, and Jim Crow ever since Civil War all the way back to 1968, they had these laws that prohibited black people from voting, just regular rights. They wouldn't be able to hold a job, and yeah, I'm cheating. So get an education and other opportunities such as that. So because of that, if somebody was black and they would they would go against the laws of the Jim Crow era, you can get arrested, you can get fined, or you can get killed. So during those kind of times, that's where you think of, and even though it said it ended in 1968, they really didn't end in a lot of southern states. So that's where you get the Black Panthers, you get the Malcolm X's and stuff, the ones who really, even though I do believe in how Martin Luther King did things peacefully, at the same time, I think the Black Panthers and the Malcolm X's were very much needed back in the day. And they were about protecting other black people and bringing black people together. Black people at that time, because we were so segregated, I think we were segregated with each other too. There was no unity don't get me wrong, there was unity, but there wasn't any organization as far as who was going to speak for the black people, who was going to speak up against the evil white people at that time. Okay, keep in mind that the people that you see nowadays, they are not, when we talk about evil white people, and please don't get me wrong when I'm saying this, we're not talking about the same people that we were in 1968 and stuff. And I'm sure there's racists here and there are, and there's more covert racists than there are overt racists, which I mean is that they're racists that are hiding their emotions, the way they do things inside, or there's more so than people are actually physically doing stuff. Even the people who want to do sly stuff and hang up a little decoration with some black guy getting hung or whatever like that, they're hiding out and you're not really knowing who did it. You see what I'm saying? So it's more covert. I believe that for that time, that kind of militia and stuff was good. Now, I know, don't get me wrong. Like I said, going up and down the street with your rifles and everything, your guns, protesting with weapons, it's Second Amendment rights, all for it, 100%, no doubt. But when you start harassing people, I think that's what hurts us even more. That divides us even more, because people, you start to feed into the stereotype where people are scared of black people, where black people are erratic, black people are crazy, insane, and want to do crazy things like that. I think that's one of the big issues. I think a lot of black people nowadays have a problem talking about how, don't get me wrong, Europeans sent us here, Spaniards sent us here, Africans sent us here as slaves. I think a lot of people, black people, don't want to talk about that, but that actually happened. Okay. Let's also talk about how we keep on doing stuff to ourselves. We keep on killing ourselves. I grew up in St. Louis. When I grew up in St. Louis, we had shootings all the time. Matter of fact, I think today, for like 4 or 5 years straight, it's the most dangerous city in America. So take with that what you will. I think in where I stayed, it was primarily black. I believe that a lot of the Jim Crow laws, like the redlining and things of that sort, if you don't know what redlining is, the government kind of said, hey, they put a line around the neighborhood and say, hey, only black people are going to live here. And that's where you got your liquor stores, you got your pawn shops, you got your stuff, things of that sort. And then people who lived in these areas, even though there might be people who, black people who were businessmen, doctors, or whatever, who actually had money. If you lived in these neighborhoods, it was hard for you to get a loan, a business loan, a loan for yourself, a mortgage loan, things of that sort. And those areas became run down and became things like projects. The projects where you have boarded up windows, and there's a lot of drugs, a lot of shooting. I also believe that the government introduced a lot of the drugs into the black community. There's a lot of shady stuff that they did do. I believe, if you want to say anything, that is what has affected black people nowadays, and maybe not have them as ahead as they want to be. Not slavery. Jim Crow laws is what makes it how what people want to think that slavery did. Okay, so people think that slavery affected black people and made it so white people have white privilege and have them ahead of them as far as getting jobs, education, this, that, and the other. No, Jim Crow laws is what did that. That happened after slavery. So if we want to talk about anything, let's talk about that. Okay. Like I said, I was mentioning 4 kids were killed over the weekend, the 4th of July weekend, in black neighborhoods. What are we doing? Like, I don't see Black Lives Matter marching about this. Matter of fact, since the George Floyd thing kind of went down, I mean, there was another killing, I think, the other day, police killing, or they're investigating one in Colorado. What are they doing about this? Even the people who live in Chicago and places like this are saying that, hey, where's Black Lives Matter now? They're all for protests, but what are people doing? We're killing ourselves. So I think that's something that we really need to talk about. But anyway, I'm at the 8-minute mark, a little bit after that. So I'm going to see if people like the 8 minutes. Maybe I'll go to 10 minutes or something like that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please hit it so you can see when the next time I post another video. If you like what you're hearing, don't forget to post some comments to see what you want to talk about, because I'll talk about it. Because as we all know, for some reason right now, I can talk about certain things that other people can't talk about. So don't forget to support Art and Amber. They're the ones who got me into doing the YouTube thing. They do a little podcast, and sometimes I do the news on their channel. So they do a podcast. It's called Cast Ascendancy, and they also have a YouTube channel called Cast Ascendancy. So don't forget to check those guys out too and subscribe to them. Support us. We support you, and don't forget. We need to hold each other now. We need to be joined. We're human beings. Forget about the whole black, white, and Mexican, and Asian, and all that. Hey, we're human beings first, okay? So, peace. Love you guys. See you next time.